It's fight week, and I'm really looking forward to the Errol Spence versus Kell Brook fight. And there's a lot of excitement going about in relation to this, and I think I've heard a lot of Brook fans disregarding Spence, saying that Kell Brook's going to outclass him, and I hear a lot of Spence fans saying, or giving no respect to Brook at all, and saying that Spence is going to knock Brook out. But I think when you assess both fighters, I think it's a 50-50 fight. It's very difficult to call, and I don't know who I'd put my money on, to be fair. There's things I see about Errol Spence that I really like and make me believe he's very dangerous. But at the same time, there's certain things about him that I've seen that make me think that Kell is the better boxer. So, in my opinion, if I had to choose someone, I think I would choose Kell Brook. But at the same time, it wouldn't surprise me if Spence got a late stoppage because of his power and because of what he done to Leonard Bundu and what he done to Chris Algieri. Now, we all know that Spence isn't, an old fighter like Bundu, and he's not Chris Algieri. He's better than Algieri was. But you can only assess a fighter based on who he's had in front of him and the caliber of his opponents and the way he dispenses or beats them. And the way Errol Spence beat Chris Algieri, and Spence said it himself, was in devastating fashion because Manny Pacquiao and Amir Khan couldn't do what Spence did. Now, we know styles make fights, but even Spence himself is saying, look what I did to Chris Algieri, and all credit to him for doing that. And a lot of people think that the Kell Brook situation with the eye after the fight with Golovkin is going to be a big factor. And for me, it is worrying. Now, he's saying, I've got titanium now, and I'm stronger than what I was before, but I don't know. It just worries me. Now, I'm imagining that he's come through a hard training camp and sparring and all the rest of it, and he's very confident. I think Kell Brook is very confident going into this fight. There was some issues about him going up to fight Golovkin at middleweight and then come back down, and there was, people concerned that it would be a problem for him to make weight, but evidently he looks in fantastic physical condition. So I think, judging by Spence's fights, we know that he likes to come forward, and he likes to come in using the jab as a measuring stick, closing the distance, and he's more effective as a inside fighter. And Kell, on the other hand, is not as good an inside fighter. He's better on the outside. So I think the key thing for Spence will be to try and get on the inside and do what he does best on the inside. He's a better inside fighter. And Kell will look to, box him at range and even try and push him back, because Spence looks a little bit more vulnerable going back. So Kell would need to keep him on the outside and just try and push him back. And also, Spence doesn't use head movement. From what I can see, he doesn't counter punch either. So I think if Kell Brook used feints, boxes smart, he can give Errol Spence a lot of trouble. At the same time, Spence is a really good power body puncher. So I think he's likely to really target the body, wear Brook down, and that's where I can see Spence getting the stoppage late on in the fight. I mean, it's one of those things that you can really go back and forth. So it's a genuine 50-50 fight, and it's a great fight for boxing. I'm likely to change my mind, but if you're going to ask me who I think is going to win this fight, I'm more likely to side with Kell Brook. I think he's the better boxer. I think Kell Brook is the more seasoned, and a good boxer beats a good puncher. I'm not saying Errol Spence isn't a good boxer. I think he is. But I think Kell Brook is the better boxer. And I think on that basis, he's likely to win on points. So that's my prediction. Let me know what your thoughts and comments are in the section below. Tell me if I'm chatting crap, or tell me if you agree. Tell me how you think this fight's going to go. Thanks for listening.